catch. Meandad takes his first wicket. Barry Lloyd is the fielder. Oh, what a wonderful catch, and a sad end for Keith Fletcher. Out for 18, but I suspect that he won't be all that disappointed, because Essex stand on the point of victory, needing just 6 to win. What a day it's been for Keith Fletcher. Heard of his appointment as captain of England this morning, and now is about to lead Essex to their 10th John Player League win of the season, which will retain their position at the top of the table. And the crowd giving him the kind of round of applause they probably reserve for somebody who got 50. And why not? And here comes a chap who could end it in one blow, Norbert Phillip. Jared Meandad, he's just telling Alan Jones what kind of ball it was, how he swung it in the air, moved it off the wicket. Let's have a look for it ourselves. This is Meandad, a theoretical leg spinner bowling seam up. Quite a nice little action. Swings it away a bit. Half volley. Fletcher absolutely middles it. And then a wonderful catch by Lloyd. High up to his right. Well, he must have been some 2-3 yards away from the ball when it was actually on its way to him. And that was a beautiful catch. So he takes his first wicket in the John Player League. And there's one thing that specialist batsmen enjoy, it's taking wickets. They really get delusions of grandeur. I wonder if he'll try a bouncer. Oh gosh, just conceded 4 byes by the look of it, if Daniels can get there. No, he can't. 4 byes. So, just 2 wanted. Just 1 blow will settle it, 1 solid outside edge as well. That could be it. 1, Llewellyn's got it. Yes, they're going for 2, and that's it. Essex have done it. Meandad snaps the bails off, hasn't got the ball, but Essex have done it. Victors over Glamorgan by 7 wickets. There's Brian Hardy, who carried his bat throughout the innings, 32 not out, and a fine performance by Essex, who dominated ever since play began here when Glamorgan won the toss and decided to bat at 2 o'clock. They made a disastrous start. They lost their 3 top-line wickets in the first 20 runs. First man out was Hopkins, who was bowled by John Lever, dragging a very wide one outside the off stump onto his leg stump. Alan Jones then got a good in-swinger to him. He's a left-handed batsman from John Lever, and spooned a return catch. Javed Meandad got one from Ray East, which turned from just outside the leg stump and bounced a wee bit, and he chipped that to mid-wicket. Well caught by Phillip. Featherstone was badly run out just when he was beginning to play well. A mix-up between himself and Llewellyn. Llewellyn probably 60% to blame there. But then Llewellyn and Ontong got together, put on 56 in 55 minutes. Llewellyn, the dominant partner, hitting 6 of the first 7 fours in the Glamorgan innings. And Ontong 22, with Lloyd 10 not out, the only other man to reach double figures. 133 for 7 in 38 overs, Glamorgan. For Essex, everybody bowled well. There are 6 bowlers, none of them were expensive. John Lever, the pick of the bunch, with those 2 early wickets, and then coming back to bowl Llewellyn, 3 for 19, the pick of the bunch. Norbert Phillip 1 for 25, Ray East and Derek Pringle, the other wicket takers. So Essex needed 134 to win of 38 overs, but Graham Gooch made an absolute nonsense of that. 42 out of the first 51, 6 and 7 fours in just 26 balls. And Hopkins catching him eventually off the outside edge from the bowling of A.A. Jones. Brian Hardy, a really solid rock upon which Essex just hung their caps, and he was not out 32 at the end. McEwen, a bright 28, before he was beautifully caught by Daniels at mid-wicket off the bowling of off-spinner Lloyd, who was the best Glamorgan bowler, and then Keith Fletcher, just before the end, hitting Javed Meandad to cover where Barry Lloyd caught a fine catch for 18. The Glamorgan bowling, they won't be too happy with that, particularly Malcolm Nash, 3 overs, 29. Alan Jones, A.A. Jones that is, 1 for 28. Barry Lloyd, a fine spell of off-spin bowling in adverse conditions, 1 for 25. And the wicket taker at the bottom, Javed 1 for 5 in 1.4 overs. So Essex retain their position at the top of the table. 42 points they've got, their 10th John Player League win of the season, as they beat Glamorgan here at Colchester by 7 wickets.
Well, in a moment we hope to be hearing from Keith Fletcher, appointed today as England captain for the forthcoming tour of India. So we've seen Essex stay top of the John Player League with just 2 matches left to play. What you didn't see while we were away at the show jumping was that sparkling innings by Graham Gooch. Well, you can see it now.
This is Nash bowling. And that's 4 runs to Graham Gooch. A no-nonsense start. Tremendous stroke by Graham Gooch. He's making it look absurdly easy. Smack. And that's gone fine enough to give him his second 4 this over. Gooch is going to make very short work of this match if he stays there for half an hour or so. And that'll be 4 more. Beautifully played. Gooch in this mood looks the world beater that he can be. And there's another one. What a fine shot by Gooch. Went like a rifle shot up the middle of the bat. Gooch has so far had 20. And there goes another mighty shot. He's making it look absurdly easy. This man is just majestic in this game. Yes. 4 more. Bringing up the 50. And Graham Gooch has made 42 of them. And we're only in the 6th over. Down the wicket. Oops, 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 and that's the end of it. What a pity. He didn't really need to come down the wicket, but he decided to do so before the ball had been bowled. And a simple catch. Alan Jones stops the mayhem at 51, so Graham Gooch is out for 42.
So, smashing innings by Graham Gooch, helping his side to victory this afternoon. Watched there, no doubt, by Keith Fletcher, who's been appointed England captain for the forthcoming tour of India. He's there with Chris Martin-Jenkins.
Well, Keith, many congratulations. Let's deal with first things first. That was a very easy win for Essex, and you really are on course for the title, it seems.
Well, let's hope so. I think Gucci relaxed the pressure. His innings, after that, we just had to bat. So it was down to Gucci. The start we got, 50-odd after 5. We just had to go in there and play. He took all the pressure off.
He's a magnificent batsman in that sort of form, isn't he?
Oh, he's a magnificent batsman.
You wouldn't mind having him in India, I presume?
I'm not a selector yet. Yes, obviously, he's got tremendous talent. There's no doubt on that.
When did you hear the good news that you had been asked to captain in India?
8 o'clock yesterday morning. I was up, actually, just.
You might have been out shooting, if I knew you.
Well, not the season.
No, it's not. Did it come as a surprise? There's been a lot of talk about it, so you must have been a little bit forewarned.
Yes, there's been a lot of talk in the press about it, but obviously, you know, it's no good counting your chickens before they're hatched, sort of thing. So I didn't know. Nobody had told me. Nobody had really asked us whether I was available. So I was just delighted when I was offered the job.
You've had a long time away from Test cricket, haven't you? Are you looking forward now to the challenge of it again?
Oh yes, I don't think I'm any worse a player than I was when I finished. I must admit there was a time when I didn't think I'd ever play Test cricket again. I think it was 77, 78, can't even remember when I last played. But after that I didn't think I'd play again.
People have said that against fast bowling, I mean, you took the brunt of the sort of Lily Thompson era, and for a time possibly you lost a bit of confidence. Do you feel you've got that back again now?
Well, I always say about fast bowling is that I don't think anybody likes it, but some just play it better than others. I don't think I'm any worse player against fast bowling than a lot of others who have played since, to be absolutely honest. In '74, Lily and Thompson, they were magnificent bowlers. I think anybody would have struggled. Any of the greats would have struggled as well. I'm not saying I was a great, but any of them would have struggled in that series.
Well, you've got a pretty good test record, which is what the selectors have looked at again, I'm sure. And also, I imagine it's your experience of India. Have you enjoyed your previous tours there?
Yes, I thoroughly enjoy India. I enjoy the people. The cricket, they absolutely worship cricket, there's no doubt about that. The crowds, there's a lot of tension in test matches. As you know, you get 90,000 in Calcutta. There's a lot of noise going on, I can assure you.
There could be some political pressures as well, unfortunately, it seems. Does that worry you?
Well, there's nothing I can do on that at all. If there's political pressures, then there's political pressures. That's up to the politicians and the cricket board to sort out, nothing to do with me at all.
Keith, I remember talking to you before last season about the sort of England side, if you'd been asked to captain England last season instead of Ian Botham, sort of England side that you would look for if and when you became a selector. You will obviously have a say in the selection of the side. Have you any general approach to the sort of side you want in India?
I've got some ideas, but I'd better leave those to the selectors. I think, obviously, you need experience and youth. Experience is very important out there. Like I said, you get 90,000 Indians really making a noise. You need experience to get through it. You need experience to get the youngsters through it, or the inexperienced through it as well.
Let me ask you one question that occurs to me, a difficult one, but Ian Botham has had a sensational comeback this season. He was captain for a time, and he's still ambitious to get the captaincy back. Do you think in any way that it will be difficult for succeeding Mike Brearley as captain in that respect, sort of getting the most out of Ian Botham?
No, I don't. At the time when Mike Brearley was made captain, I thought that was absolutely right. England were one down in the series, 4 test matches to play. If they'd have made me captain then, it'd have taken me 2 test matches to get to know the team. But obviously England didn't have 2 test matches to spare, so that's obviously the right decision. Now when we go to India, I'll have a month to get to know them. I know Ian Botham well. I know he's a great cricketer, there's absolutely no doubt about that. And I'm certain he will serve me the same as he served Mike Brearley.
And you're taking over at a wonderful time with English cricket on a high note.
Well, seeing the crowds at the Oval and all the crowds around the test matches, I think could be a good...
4th over, as figures now for